I'd like to call to order the Franklin County Board of Commissioners General Session. And today is January 26, 2021. As a reminder, this is a public meeting that's being recorded. We kindly ask that you maintain the same level of decorum as if we were meeting in person. Finally, for those of you calling in, please be sure that you have your phone muted by pressing *6. And that's really helpful if you do that. Let's begin today's session with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Brown.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United
States of America
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from January 19, 2021 general session, the January 21st, 2021 briefing session, and the January 20th, 2021 administrative briefing?
So moved.
Second. Oh, there we go.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
The minutes have been approved.
Excellent. Good morning, everyone. It's such a great honor to introduce two very distinguished guests with our Franklin County family, and more specifically with the Clippers baseball organization. Let me begin with Frank Ray. For 45 years, serving as special assistant to the county prosecutor's office, been a staple and a conduit to many great things for Franklin County. Since 1976, he's been the lead counsel in creating the Columbus Clippers AAA baseball team, and we know what great success we've had with the Clippers. By the way, Frank, I was 5 in 1976, so I mean that's a long time, man. That's a long time.
He does stuff like this all the time, Frank.
Frank's good for it, though. He can take a good ribbon. But he's been very much a part of all aspects of creating Huntington Park, which opened in April of 2009. And what a big deal that was, not just because it was the Clippers' new baseball stadium, but it was really a public-private partnership that really included almost every level of government in Ohio. And I think that's a unique relationship in itself and a great accomplishment. And Frank was very much a conduit and a part of that. The award-winning complex litigator impacting people's civil rights. He's known as a charismatic and dynamic and hardworking mediator, and currently an adjunct professor at OSU Moritz College of Law. And you know, someone added this: he's a retirement flunky. He hasn't been successful in everything. He's flunking retirement. And so we're so grateful for your years of service. We're so grateful for what you mean to Franklin County. If Franklin County had a Hall of Fame, we would be etching your name in stone in that Hall of Fame as someone who has made a tremendous difference to the history of Franklin County. And the Clippers, while just a part of the history of Franklin County, is very much a part of what we all know to be Central Ohio. You know, and we all have stories of going to the old Clipper Stadium as kids for dime a dog night or just to catch a baseball game. And that story is a tremendous part of Central Ohio's growth and development and who we are today. But I'm so honored to also be introducing your replacement, and that is Janika Tucker, Pierce Tucker. And Ms. Tucker's appointment as the top legal counsel for the Clippers could well be, and probably is, the first such appointment for an African-American woman to be in a C-level position in the history of organized American professional baseball. I'm really struggling today, man. Currently a managing partner at Taft, Stettinius and Hollister, we just call it Taft. Serves as the first Black woman to lead a Columbus law firm as it is. She's a 1999 University of Tennessee and 2002 OSU law grad, a civil rights scholar and advocate, and certainly a person who has impacted Central Ohio in her own right. I've known her for many, many years, and I consider her a very good friend. But more importantly, I know her to be a very smart, competent, and courageous leader. And so that's the type of person that we want and need in all aspects of Franklin County. And so certainly she'll fit right on in at home with the Franklin County family. And so at this time, let me ask my colleagues if they want to make some comments, and then we'll start with Mr. Ray with some comments, and then Ms. Tucker will turn over to you. So we'll open up to my colleagues.
I've known Frank for many years, and I've known Janika as well, and we couldn't have a better person to step in at this time and help the Clippers after Frank's done such an enormously good job working with the Clippers since before there was a Clippers in Columbus. And Frank, thank you. Thank you for all you've done over so many years. And, you know, you've been such a great person to go to when I've had questions on what's going on with the Clippers. I mean, you've always been there for me, and I appreciate that. And Janika, you're stepping into some pretty big shoes, and I know you can do it because I've known you for a while, and you are so smart and so good, and I know that you can always count on Frank if you need that, but you can count on all of us in the Franklin County family, and we're thrilled to have you step into this role.
So,
ready?
Commissioner Boyce, you're pointing out that you know Frank would be in a Franklin County Hall of Fame if we had one is very appropriate, and certainly pointing out that as kids, you know, we all got to share in some of the amazing work that Frank did when we.
Commissioner O'Grady, you're going out. I don't know if it's just me that's not able to hear you.
No,
Somebody's unmuted. But as kids, we all got to share in the joy of going to the ballpark that Frank was so instrumental in helping to put all of that together. The Clippers, the team, the organization that he helped to create with the commissioners at the time and the organization at the time. And so we're all forever grateful for the work that Frank did back in the 1970s to be able to create what we all share in today. And so that is without question a fantastic legacy. And now he leaves us another legacy because it was Frank's wonderful vision and forethought back almost 20 years ago now to begin working with Janika and to bring Janika to the table. And Janika's fantastic work that she's done with you now brings us to today, and for us to be able to have this groundbreaking, momentous occasion to have this wonderful person and such a fantastic symbol to be able to now lead us into the future. And now here we have this groundbreaking occasion to share with not only the community but the rest of the country. And this is a fantastic thing, and it's largely due to not only the work that Janika has done over the last 20 years, but Frank's vision and Frank's forethought. And so thank you, Frank, for all that you've done to get us to today and then to bring us to today as well.
And Frank, we'll turn the floor over to you. We'll give you a chance.
Commissioner President Boyce, before we turn it over to Frank, can I make a comment?
Please do. Yep, go right ahead.
And then I'd like Prosecutor Tyack to also comment if possible. But I just want to say one of the first tasks Prosecutor Tyack gave me when I started in this position was to look at succession planning for Mr. Ray. And when he said that, I didn't have as much knowledge about this entire body of work. But I soon realized when I couldn't walk down the street without a lawyer asking me about succeeding Mr. Ray, that I realized it was a pretty valuable, coveted role. So we began our search, and I would say I felt that there were obviously many qualified people who were interested in this. But in the end, I was able to select who I believe was the most qualified, or recommend the most qualified individual, and that was Janika. And I am so happy Prosecutor Tyack gave me the freedom to do that search, because his only direction was make sure you pick the best. And I believe what I brought to him was the best person. And we are both delighted and excited and fortunate that we have this very, very talented individual joining our family. So I'll let Prosecutor Tyack, with your permission, finish the remarks of this office.
I want to expend my sincere thanks to Frank for his efforts for many, many years. We go back to the point when he was an assistant prosecutor himself, and we were fighting over who got how much money for Bridgeview Golf Course. Frank was involved in that. I suppose he can remember it. And that's been a long time ago. We're grateful to him for his decades of service, and look forward to an equal length of time with Janika, who has helped keep Frank in line and functioning properly. As Janine said, we did an extensive search, and Janika was clearly the most qualified person. And so we were glad to submit her name to you folks to handle this whole thing. And I hope everybody can appreciate just how talented she is and how smart Frank was by developing her as the person to be able to step in. With that, that ends my comments, but we're very, very excited to have her in this important role.
I just want to note before we turn over to Frank, it's wonderful that we're celebrating the first African-American woman here, but I want to just zero in on the fact that she was selected because she was the most qualified person, and she happens to be a Black female. And that's really when we're making progress in the conversation, when it's not just a certain type of person that generates confidence or interest. And so, we're going to turn the floor over to Frank and Ms. Tucker, but at the same time, we're all zeroed in on she's the first Black woman, but that is coincidence. She's a talent, and we're lucky to have her. And so this is a great handoff. If this were a relay, this would be a great handoff to the next leader. So Frank, let me turn over to you, and then Ms. Tucker will have you.
Thank you, Commissioner Boyce. I want to say that this is, for me, a day of celebration on two levels. At first, it's a retrospective celebration that extends to this very moment, that started for me in terms of the vision for bringing professional baseball back to Columbus after an absence of a few years. That really fell in the lap of the instigator, the president of the Franklin County Commissioners, Harold Cooper, my mentor in baseball. He and I had a great friendship for the period of time I was privileged to work with him while he was alive. And that started when I was an assistant prosecutor, and I walked across the street from the county courthouse to what we then called the annex and sat in his office. And he told me what the project entailed and gave me a directive. He didn't give me the option. He gave me the directive to come up with an organizational solution that would stand the test of time. So here we are 44 years and 5 months later. And I wish that Mr. Cooper were here. Of course, that would not be possible, but he was a fantastic leader for the community. I'm forever indebted to the engagement that I had with him, professionally and personally. Mike Dorian and Bob Southwick, also as county commissioners, started a legacy of partnership once the organization was put in place. And that legacy has been honored through today. The Franklin County Commissioners of today, Kevin Boyce, Marilyn Brown, and John O'Grady, are exemplary in their roles as stewards of this very important asset of the people of Franklin County. The commissioners are actually the owners of this baseball team. And they do so in their capacities as representatives of the citizens and people of Franklin County. So yes, it's a unique operation, but the unique operation would not have been successful without the incredible collaboration that has existed between the Parks Board of Trustees and the commissioners. And I just can't thank the commissioners enough for what they have meant in their exemplary partnership with our organization. Also, there's no question that the county administrators have been our liaison and have been extremely effective. Don Brown was great in that role. And I've got to say that Ken Wilson is terrific. We have enjoyed the opportunity to work with Ken, and he has on occasion been our advocate with the commissioners when we've needed some support. And every time all of you have rallied and given us everything that we have needed in terms of backup, advocacy, and you've been our presence within the community, and we are forever indebted to all of you. Also, it's a great honor to work with my longtime colleague, Gary Tyak, one of the very fine trial lawyers we've ever seen in Franklin County. And to have Gary in the role of the prosecuting attorney for Franklin County, I think you will find will be to the great benefit of the citizens of our community. I've also learned to appreciate the skills, the talent, and the intellect of Janine Hummer, his first assistant prosecuting attorney. It's been a delight to work with her in this transitional process. Today, however, as much as I appreciate the lovely comments that I'm hearing from my friends on this screen today, today is really a celebration of my mentee, Janika Pierce Tucker. Everything that you've heard from my friends about Janika is true, but only a multiple of what you said. She'll be fantastic in this job. We could not have asked for a finer person to take the reins of this position. And it's going to be an important year because we're in a transition in the organization of all of professional baseball, but she'll be up to the task. Thank you, Commissioner Boyce, for allowing me to have a few moments to express my gratitude and thanks for so many friends that have been part of this process, both going back to 1976 and through today.
All right, Janika, you're up.
Well, good morning, everyone. And again, thank you so much to the commissioners, to the prosecutor, to and especially to my mentor, Frank Ray. I will say that it is kind of a moment for me because I started with Frank as a second-year law student. So I have known him my entire career. And not all of us are fortunate to have a mentor that is with you at every phase of your life. And he has been that for me. So for me now to be in a situation where I am going to hopefully be able to continue to make his legacy even better. I truly believe he has changed the game in so many ways. And my hope is that I continue to do so. So I thank you for giving me this opportunity to do this work, and more importantly, to just continue to stay committed and stay involved with Frank, as he has graciously offered to assist us as we transition, because he does have 45 years of knowledge. And I think someone mentioned, I think Commissioner O'Grady, you said, well, we hope to have you that time. I probably won't be doing 40 years, Commissioner O'Grady, but I will be here as long as you will have me. So again, I am very thankful, and I look forward to working with all of you, and I am very excited to be a part of the Franklin County family.
Well, welcome aboard. And I see Ken Schnocky's here, and I know this is kind of going on, but this is a really important moment. We'll wrap this up. But Ken, anything you want to add? You've been very much a part of Clippers baseball in this arena and all the things in between. Do you want to add anything here? You got to hit mute. You're on mute. Oh, it looks like he's frozen. Ken, I think you're froze up there. You might have to log off and log back in. We'll let him handle his technical difficulties and move on. And what we'll do is, if he comes back on, we got the actual resolution and coming up next. And so what we can do is, if he comes back, oh, there he is. You're back.
Am I okay?
Now you are. You froze up for a minute.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you, commissioners. Good morning, everybody. Frank and I have been joined at the hip, as he said, for 44 years and 5 months now. He's stepping aside. I'm not quite ready, so I hope you'll allow me to continue here for a while. Janika, great to have you on board. I had the pleasure of working with her, with Frank, back starting when they were at Chester Wilcox. Gary Tyak, thank you for the appointment. Janine, I haven't met you yet, but I look forward to meeting you soon. What we have in Columbus is very wonderful. It's something that cannot be duplicated these times. And to have a facility like Huntington Park and an asset like Columbus Clippers to bring affordable, family-friendly entertainment to Central Ohio is something that I wear proudly every day that I get up and get out of bed and go to work. So I want to join Frank. I can't thank the commissioners enough for all the help and support that you've given us throughout the years. I echo how much we value Ken Wilson and how personally helpful he has been to us, especially while we're in the middle of this pandemic and the issues we're having with Major League Baseball. I see an old face in Nana Watson, who she and I served on some committees along the way. Nana, good to see you. And I just want to echo all the comments we've heard this morning. And we're so proud of what the Clippers mean to the community. We understand our charge, and we try to live up to that every day. I try to fly under the radar. I'm not one of those looking for a lot of attention. I just want the commissioners and all of you down there to be proud of what the Clippers represent and what we do in the community. So congratulations to Frank. We would not be here today without him. And I look forward to continue to working with Frank and working a lot with Janika and getting to know Gary Tyak and Janine a little more. So thank you very much. And commissioners, once again, thank you for all your support. It is greatly appreciated, and we probably don't say thank you enough, but thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Well, let's keep this thing going. We're going to get right into the resolution. Dean, we'll begin with the Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Commissioner. Resolution number 48-21, resolution recognizing the appointment of Janika A. Pierce Tucker and Frank A. Ray as special assistants to the prosecuting attorney regarding the Franklin County Parks and Recreation Board and the Parks Board nonprofit corporations, Franklin County Stadium Incorporated and Columbus Baseball Team Incorporated.
Good morning, Commissioners. Chris Long, Deputy Administrator. A very brief, I promise brief, history on this resolution. The Franklin County Board of Commissioners formed the Board of Parks and Recreation of Franklin County, Ohio, which subsequently formed the nonprofit corporations, the Franklin County Stadium, Inc., and the Columbus Baseball Team, Inc. And as an operating entity of the Parks Board, the County Stadium, Inc. Administers, manages, maintains, improves, and operates and protects the baseball stadium, which we all know as Huntington Park, owned by the government of Franklin County, Ohio, as a facility operated for access and use by the people of Franklin County, Ohio. In addition, performed since 1976, the Columbus Baseball Team, Inc. manages, operates the Columbus Clippers AAA baseball operation and organization, which has been controlled by that nonprofit corporation since 1977, another valued asset of the people of Franklin County, Ohio. Franklin County Prosecuting Attorney Gary Tyak has appointed Janika A. Pierce Tucker and Frank A. Ray on a pro bono basis as special assistants to the prosecuting attorney of Franklin County, Ohio, for the purpose of protecting all of those interests for the people of Franklin County, Ohio. Frank Ray has served with distinction as special assistant for this purpose for many years. That representation, as we have heard, will transition to Janika A. Pierce Tucker for such purpose. Janika brings vast experience to this position as special assistant, and therefore this resolution concurs with the selection of both Ms. Pierce Tucker and Mr. Ray in their roles as special assistants in the transition that we just talked about, recognizes the ongoing expertise and counsel of Frank Ray, and welcomes Janika Pierce Tucker in her role as special assistant. Pending further comments and questions, we would recommend your approval. And Commissioner Boyce, I do know there is at least one public speaker slip submitted as well. That is all I have. Thank you, Commissioner.
We want to take the public speaker now before we pass resolution, or Dean?
Yes.
I'll let you read the speaker slip.
So we do have one speaker request from President Nana Watson of the NAACP on Resolution 48-21. President Watson.
Thank you so much. Good morning, Commissioners. And Ken, it's so good seeing you. It's been about, I'm not even going to say how long it's been since I've seen you, that because Kevin will want me to call out my age. I'm not going to do that. But I'm happy to be with you in 2021. I think this is the first commission meeting that I've attended, and I want to continue to have dialogue with you. The NAACP is pleased to learn of the appointments of Janika Tucker Pierce, and congratulations, and to you, Frank Ray, as well. I'm not speaking today to oppose the appointments. I'm here to request that the prosecutor's office take as much time and thought into asking for this appointment as they would and should to employ Blacks in key positions in the prosecutor's office. A promise was made that the prosecutor's office would reflect the community, excuse me, in particular, the Black community. As we believe the Black community, excuse me, we believe the Black community propelled the prosecutor to his victory. The county's population is 24%. There are 221 full-time employees in the prosecutor's office. We need to take a look at that. As of today, the top administrators are majority individuals. They are not Black. This is extremely disappointing to the NAACP. Promises made, but not kept. Your NAACP is asking that the commissioners join us in monitoring the prosecutor's office in terms of employing Blacks in top leadership roles within the department. The appointees that you just appointed, the individuals that you just appointed, are not going to be housed in the prosecutor's office. They're still going to be attached to their law firms. And we're just really concerned about this because racism is a public health crisis. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak to you this morning. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you, Ms. Watson. I mean, you're always a voice for equality and equity, and we value that more than we tell you enough. And so that's welcome here. While this resolution specifically is about appointing Janika Tucker, your concerns are certainly noted. Prosecutor Tyak is here and Janine Hummer is here. And so I want to offer you the opportunity to just make a few comments if you want, Prosecutor Tyack. But I do want to remind everyone that the resolution is not on this topic. And so if you want to, you can. If not, I would encourage you to set up a follow-up meeting with Ms. Watson, and I'm certainly happy to participate because I don't want to diminish the comments at all. And so, Prosecutor Tyack, I'm going to give you an opportunity to make a few brief comments if you want to. Or we can do another meeting offline. I'm okay with that too.
Very brief comments. Nan, I can't know at this point in time how hard we were working on trying to racially balance the office, which was very, very far out of balance under my predecessor. We are working each and every day. We have a little problem in that the money that is required, although the commissioners have been very, very generous, doesn't allow us to hire some of the people we want away from private practice. They just don't, we can't pay them that much. But we have, I think, about a half dozen African Americans that have been hired and similar folks that are being courted at this point in time. So I'm very aware of her concerns, and we are going to consistently address them and try to racially balance that office.
Good. Thank you, Prosecutor. And again, I want to encourage an offline meeting for discussion. I'm happy to participate, happy to be engaged too. I know there is some effort, but this is a conversation. I want to speak for my colleagues, but we value this conversation too as a board. It's something that we have put a lot of time into with the Board of Commissioners agencies, and we encourage all Franklin County agencies to do it as well. So let us know. And let's move on with the resolution. Thank you, Ms. Watson, for your testimony today.
Thank you, Nana.
Thank you, Nana. If there are no further comments or questions, I'll move for approval of 4821.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 48-21 has been adopted.
Thank you. Engineer.
We start with the public hearing, Commissioner.
Sorry. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yep. Engineer. Today we have a public hearing. Can the clerk please read the public hearing notice?
Resolution regarding establishing, altering, and widening of Roar Road, County Road number 235 from Lockbourne Road, County Road number 13 to Alum Creek Drive, County Road number 122, Hamilton Township, Franklin County, Ohio, viewed, engineer to file plans as necessary.
At this time, I'd like to open up the public hearing for this resolution. Is there anyone here in the audience who would like to speak in this public hearing? Okay, seeing that there are none, I'd like to close the public hearing and have the clerk read the resolution into the record.
Resolution number 49-21, establishing, altering, and widening of Roar Road, County Road number 235 from Lockbourne Road, County Road number 13 to Alum Creek Drive, County Road number 122, Hamilton Township, Franklin County, Ohio, viewed, engineer to file plans as necessary.
Good morning, commissioners, staff members, and constituents. My name is Cornell Robertson, proud to serve as your Franklin County engineer. Commissioners, this first capital improvement project is in the southeast part of the county in Hamilton Township along Roar Road from Lockbourne Road east to Alum Creek Drive. This resolution is the second in a series of two to declare the project necessary, states that the project was viewed on January 19th, and allows the engineer's office to begin designing the improvement. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval.
I'll move for approval of 4921.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 49-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 50-21. Resolution authorizing the Franklin County engineer to enter into a contract modification with Double Z Construction Company for the Hayden Run Central Ohio Greenways Trail Improvement Project, an increase of $68,045.72 for a revised contract amount of $908,004.80.
This capital improvement project is in the northwest part of the county on the line between Norwich Township and Washington Township, along Hayden Run Road, over Hayden Run the Creek, and under I-270. This resolution is a construction contract change order with Double Z Construction Company to repair the existing bridge deck and to replace the asphalt overlay with a concrete wearing surface. Happy to answer any questions that you may have.
If there are no questions or comments, I'll move for approval of 5021.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 50-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 51-21. Resolution authorizing Franklin County agencies to participate in the Ohio Department of Transportation Cooperative Purchasing Program.
Commissioners, with this resolution, I'm asking for the engineer's office to have permission to participate in contracts of the Ohio Department of Transportation for the purchase of machinery, materials, supplies, and other articles. This resolution is one that we present every other year.
If there are no questions or comments, I'll move approval of 5121.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 51-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 52-21. Resolution authorizing County Engineer Cornell R. Robertson to submit applications and execute project agreements on behalf of Franklin County for the Clean Ohio Trails Fund and Recreational Trail Program funding for shared use path construction on the Hayden Run Road Bridge Deck Improvement Project.
The engineer's office has identified necessary repairs to the Hayden Run Road Bridge over Scioto River in the northwest part of the county. And this is where Washington Township, Norwich Township, and Perry Township come together. As part of our Complete Streets policy, we are considering widening the bridge to include a shared use path. Your approval of this resolution will allow us to submit grant applications and execute project agreements for the Clean Ohio Trails Fund and Recreational Trail Program, both of which are administered by the Ohio Department of Natural Resources. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval.
I'll move approval of 5221.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 52-21 has been adopted.
Thank you all very much. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
Sheriff's Office.
Resolution number 53-21. Resolution authorizing a first contract extension to Galls LLC for Deputy Sheriff uniforms and accessories in the amount of $600,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dave Masterson, representing Sheriff Dallas Baldwin. This resolution authorizes a contract extension through November 19th of 2022. It extends a contract that was competitively bid and previously awarded in 2018. As mentioned, it covers the uniforms for deputy sheriffs. And pending any questions, I ask approval of this resolution.
I'll move approval of 5321.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 53-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 54-21. Resolution authorizing a settlement to Alex Taylor for a disputed vehicle damage claim due to an auto accident involving a Franklin County Sheriff's deputy in the amount of $571.59.
Commissioners, this settlement will offer payment in the amount of $500 to cover the deductible and $71.59 to cover rental vehicle cost for Mr. Taylor. There were no injuries in this accident, and pending any questions, I would ask approval of this resolution.
I'll move approval of 5421.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 54-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 55-21. Resolution authorizing a contract to Swan Super Cleaners Incorporated, doing business as Swan Cleaners, for sheriff's uniform and garment cleaning services in the amount of $160,680.
Commissioners, this will authorize a contract through 2023 to clean deputy sheriff uniforms. This is a collectively bargained benefit, and Swan Cleaners was the lowest and best bidder on this particular service. Pending any questions, ask approval of this resolution.
If there are no questions, I'll move for approval of 5521.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 55-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 56-21. Resolution authorizing a one-year agreement with Criterion Pictures USA Incorporated for the non-exclusive rights to provide viewing access of motion picture DVDs for inmates in the Franklin County Correctional Center in the amount of $2,370.
Commissioners, this year-long contract will provide rights to allow movies to be shown in the correctional facilities. Funds utilized for this will be the commissary non-general fund. Pending any questions, I would ask approval of this resolution.
I'll move for approval of 5621.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 56-21 has been adopted.
Thank you, Officer Baging.
Resolution number 57-21. Resolution authorizing the acceptance of a donation from Zangmeister Cancer Center, American Oncology Partners, to the Franklin County Office on Aging in the amount of $6,250.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Amy Funk, Assistant Director of Administration, and I'm joined this morning by Director Orville Johns. This resolution allows Office on Aging to receive a generous donation in the amount of $6,250 from the Zangmeister Cancer Center. The Zangmeister Cancer Center provides outpatient treatment for cancer and blood disorders, as well as a variety of other related services, allowing most patients to receive all of their cancer services in one convenient location. In addition to their medical services, the Zangmeister Cancer Center also gives patients access to licensed social workers who specialize in cancer care, as well as educational resources to help their patients learn as much as possible about their cancer and its treatment. On behalf of the Franklin County Office on Aging, I'd like to sincerely thank the staff at the Zangmeister Cancer Center for their generosity, as well as for their exceptional care they provide to many residents of Franklin County. Now I'd like to introduce a special guest from Zangmeister Cancer Center, Jean Coleman, Physician Liaison, to share a few words.
Amy, I will tell you that Ms. Coleman was on the line at the beginning of session, and I'm not seeing her online any longer, nor am I seeing Ms. Zager.
Okay, thank you, Dean. Commissioners, if there are no questions, I respectfully request the approval of this resolution.
This is very generous. If there are no comments or questions, I'll move for approval of 5721.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 57-21 has been adopted.
Okay, child support enforcement.
Resolution number 58-21. Resolution authorizing a 4D contract with Encore Delivery Systems Incorporated, doing business as Encore Process Service, for providing process services in the amount of $91,300.
Morning, Commissioners. Susan Brown, representing the Franklin County Child Support Enforcement Agency.
Morning, Susan.
Good morning. This first resolution I have for your consideration authorizes the CSEA to enter into a contract with Encore Delivery Services, Inc., who was the lowest and best bidder in the RFP process, which was opened in November. The contract begins January 1st, 2021, and continues through December 31st, 2021, in an amount not to exceed $91,300, which is a $550 increase difference as compared to last year. The purpose of this contract is to reimburse process servers for expenses associated with providing personal service of process on CSEA clients for administrative and judicial hearings when certified or regular mail service will or has failed. Each unit of service is defined by the contract as $46 for a routine service, which is 3 days, $85 for service outside of Franklin County. The process servers will make at least 3 attempts to serve the parties. Pending any questions, I ask for this resolution to be approved.
I'll move for approval of 5821.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 58-21 has been adopted. Pardon me. Resolution number 59-21. Resolution authorizing a participation agreement to obtain location information through West Publishing Corporation through the Consolidated Lead Evaluation and Reporting Database, CLEAR, in the amount of $10,497.85.
This second resolution for your consideration authorizes the agency to enter into a participation agreement by and between the County Commissioners Association of Ohio, Service Corporation, the County CSEAs, the Ohio CSEA Directors Association, and West Publishing Corporation's CLEAR Location Database. This contract, again, is in the amount of $10,497.85 and will be in effect until May 31st, 2021. The purpose of this contract is to provide staff with access to information needed to locate individuals for the purposes of arranging paternity testing, to gain client participation in administrative and judicial hearings, and for the enforcement of support orders. The service agreement provides the CSEA with access to West's Consolidated Lead Evaluation and Reporting database, which has a number of innovative proprietary features to locate clients, including public records and incarceration data. These services were competitively bid by the CCAO Service Corporation, and the agreement utilizes a joint purchasing program, which allows local agencies to take advantage of the statewide negotiated price. The Ohio CSEA Directors Association is responsible for the administration of the agreement. Pending any questions, I ask this resolution be approved.
If there are no questions or comments, I'll move for approval of 5921.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 59-21 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Susan.
Economic Development Planning.
Resolution number 60-21. Resolution authorizing a contract extension with Stantec Consulting Services Incorporated for floodplain review in the amount of $25,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jenny Snap, Assistant Director at Economic Development and Planning. We have a number of resolutions to take you through this morning, so I'll start out with the first 2 contracts. This particular resolution is to authorize a contract extension with Stantec Consulting Services to provide floodplain review services for Economic Development and Planning Department in the unincorporated area. A request for qualifications was issued in 2016 for floodplain review consultant, and Stantec Consulting Services was awarded the contract in 2017 by resolution number 0052-17. The contract was for a 1-year period with the option to extend for 4 additional 1-year periods. The current contract extension request will be the 4th and final allowable contract extension and will be in effect from February 1st, 2021 to January 31st, 2022. This contract extension amount has been budgeted and is not to exceed $25,000. Pending any questions, staff requests your approval of this resolution.
I'll move for approval of 60-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 60-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 61-21. Working agreement between Franklin Soil and Water Conservation District and the Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department in the amount of $44,000.
Commissioners, this resolution is to authorize a working agreement with the Franklin Soil and Water Conservation District to provide stormwater and natural resources services to the Economic Development and Planning Department to help ensure that new developments protect water quality. The Soil and Water Conservation District will be compensated $44,000 for the services, and the working agreement will be for a one-year period. This will be the 14th year that the county and the Soil and Water Conservation District have formally entered into this agreement for these services. We have Jennifer Fish in attendance. She's the Executive Director of the Soil and Water Conservation District, if you should have any questions. And staff recommends approval of this resolution.
We do this every year.
Anybody have any questions or comments? If not, I'll move for approval of 61-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 61-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 62-21. Resolution authorizing an economic development agreement with the Greater Columbus Convention and Visitors Bureau to promote Franklin County as a tourism destination in the amount of $2,275,000.
Morning, Commissioners. Jim Schimmer, Director of Economic Development and Planning. We will take you through 5 partner contracts that we have this morning. And on all of them, what I'm going to say is that these are contracts which really will take Franklin County over the horizon into a post-COVID world. And it's important that we enter into these contracts early on in the year. So the first one, as the clerk has mentioned, is a contract with the Greater Columbus Convention and Visitors Bureau, also doing business as Experience Columbus for $2.275 million. The vision of the Greater Columbus Convention and Visitors Bureau is to be a leading force in creating and revealing the best of Columbus experiences to the world, and its mission to sell, market, and promote the destination Columbus experience to the visitors. Under this contract, Commissioners, Experience Columbus will be providing aggressive integrated convention sales and marketing plans, not limited to advertising, direct mail, public relations, social media publications, and collateral materials, and direct sales efforts. Additionally, they will be promoting an integrated leisure tourism sales and marketing program that targets group planners and operators, focusing on new products and itineraries for a niche market. Additionally, they will be involved with the Comprehensive Sports Commission Guest Services Program to include details like street banners, volunteer apparel and training, promotions, and marketing for up to 25 sports events in 2021. This is an effort to make sure we look good as well. And that's a very important part of the tourism business as we move forward in time, is that we want to make sure that our community looks the best possible way it can be. Aggressive integration and integrated regional and national sports destination sales and marketing. And again, integrated regional and national destination marketing using websites as a primary call to action. Commissioners, I'm pending any questions. I am asking respectively for your approval of this resolution. I will mention that Brian Ross is also on the call this morning if you have any further questions.
If there are no questions or comments, I'll move for approval of 62-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 62-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 63-21. Resolution authorizing an economic development agreement with One Columbus to conduct economic development activities on behalf of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners in the amount of $1 million.
Commissioners, this second contract with One Columbus is made between the Board of Commissioners and One Columbus to support their Central Ohio regional economic development activities, focusing on new business development, job creation, and job retention here in Franklin County. One Columbus conducts business outreach to existing economic-based companies. It markets the Columbus region to growing companies across the world, creates customized research to better understand Columbus's regional competitiveness, and makes strategic economic developments by leveraging public and private institutional partnerships. As part of this agreement, One Columbus will execute a business and retention expansion program. This is where we meet one-on-one with businesses in Franklin County, ensuring that Franklin County is aware and taking advantage of key programs that assist business, build workforce, and prepare infrastructure in the community. Additionally, maybe most importantly to some folks, is the attraction of new businesses to Franklin County. They will execute a national and international business attraction program to highlight the value proposition of Franklin County in the Columbus region. Additionally, they will provide research that backs up those cases, looking at specific areas in biohealth, finance, insurance, retail headquarters, logistics, and e-commerce, as well as automotive industry. The other piece that they will be continuing to do, even though we find ourselves in a global pandemic, is to internationally market and promote Franklin County to the world. The world is still moving right along, and I think the importance of this particular program recognizes friends do business with friends, and this is one of those instances where we need to keep the foot on the pedal. Commissioners, pending any questions from the commissioners, I would respectfully ask for your approval of this resolution. I know that Matt McAllister is on the call as well if you have any questions about this particular contract.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of 6321.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 63-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 64-21. Resolution authorizing an economic development agreement with Rev1 Ventures for support of the Entrepreneurial Services Provider Program in the amount of $300,000.
Commissioners, Rev1 is a critical and important partner of ours in Franklin County. By background, the state of Ohio's Entrepreneurial Signature Program, or known as the ESP program, is a reauthorization of a successful initiative that began in 2007. Franklin County's funding allows Rev1 to access Third Frontier grant dollars on a one-to-one basis. For every dollar received from Franklin County, Rev1 is able to draw down another dollar from the state. Funding of this economic development agreement continues the efforts of the Franklin County Commissioners to assist in the area of technology startup companies. Under this particular contract, Rev1 agrees to provide services to 20 promising entrepreneurial high-tech startup companies in Franklin County, on the purpose of which is job creation. They will be engaged in services such as product development, markets definition, concept and idea exploration, with real-world advice on the product's potential success, financial modeling, personal growth strategies, and assistance with commercialization issues. Additionally, for us, they will manage the state of Ohio's ESP grant funds, facilitate high-tech startup candidates coming into the program, and finally, work to identify and secure other sources of funding to grow high-impact jobs. Pending any questions from the commissioners, I would respectfully ask for your approval of this resolution. I know that Tom Walker and Christy Campbell, I believe, are on the call.
I do have a question on this, and I know that Tom and Christy have been working to increase the number of minority businesses in this space. Can you talk a little bit about where you are with that? I know you've been working really closely to do that, and trying hard to get more minorities into the tech space.
Good morning, commissioners. Yes, thank you for that question. Our 2020 data is that we had 44 newly engaged clients last year, and 26 of those, or 59%, were minority companies. And the way that breaks out is 11 were women-led and 18 were minority-led. And on the 18 minority-led, 44%, or 8 of them, were Asian led companies, 39%, or 7, were Black-led, 11%, or 2, were Hispanic, and then the remaining was an unknown. So it is an area that we continue to work, and we have new programs for this year as well.
I think it was important that we let people know that this is one of your efforts of, that you focus on, because I don't think people would realize that Rev 1 is doing that. And I think it's important that we let the community know.
We appreciate the question so much, more than you may know, because we operate in an industry that does not have a good track record, and we are 10 times our industry rate, but we're not resting, and we're continuing to add diversity to our team and to our board, and that is helping as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
If there are no further questions or comments, I'll move approval of 6421.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 64-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 65-21. Resolution authorizing an agreement with Greater Columbus Sister Cities International for services that foster economic opportunity and cultural partnerships between Franklin County and international communities in the amount of $125,000.
Commissioners, I'm pleased to bring this contract forward with a trusted partner. The Greater Columbus Sister Cities International program is a nonprofit organization that was created in 1996. As an outgrowth of the Columbus Chamber's international commerce efforts. Its purpose is to oversee the operations and programs of Columbus Sister Cities. Under the terms of this contract, we're looking for GCSCI to develop and implement programs to promote and assist international trade and investment in our region for the purpose of economic impact and local employment activities. Commissioners, this is a little different than what One Columbus is doing, because these are known to us. These communities and sister cities are known to us. So the idea of working directly with them to build economic development is one of the things that we really look forward to from sister cities. Additionally, they will provide cultural enrichment through exchanges of visual and performing arts, introducing Columbus businesses, agencies, and others to like-minded counterparts in our sister cities. They will be supporting international initiatives with Franklin County, but not limited to, and I mentioned this earlier, One Columbus, but also the OSU Gateway program, facilitating at least one international/cultural business trip, hopefully late in 2021 or early in 2022, involving a Franklin County commissioner to a sister city, accompanied by 4 Ohio companies, with a minimum of those companies being 50% from Franklin County. I mentioned this before. I believe it strongly. Friends do business with friends, and the Sister Cities program has been very helpful to Franklin County and to our economic development efforts in this area. Finally, I know additional outside funding or private funding has been important for you all. Sister Cities will identify 10 new global partner leads and raise approximately $25,000 from those global partners to help offset private public sector support. And then finally, initiate conversations with a new sister city relationship. I'm not going to give the organizations that we've been talking to or the countries that we've been talking to, but we want to establish a new sister city. And that sister city process is one that is very complicated. So sister cities will promote education, arts, and economic development opportunities and pitch Franklin County to a potential sister city as we move forward in the future. Pending any questions, I would respectfully ask your approval of this resolution. I know that Jamie Staley is on the call this morning. She is the Executive Director of Sister Cities.
Jamie, with the pandemic still with us, I know that you've been working to maintain the relationships with our sister cities. Could you talk a little bit about what you've been doing over this year and continuing over the past year and continuing during the pandemic?
Absolutely. While the pandemic has definitely limited our ability to travel to some of our sister cities, I would tell you that our relationships with those sister cities have never been stronger. For the first time in the history of Franklin County and all of our sister cities around the world, everyone was facing the exact same challenge at the exact same moment. And we were able to share not only best practices for how we were managing those different challenges throughout the course of the year, but also resources. Our sister city of Tainan City sent PPE to Franklin County when their COVID numbers came down. We've continued to have conversations with our economic partners around the world, facilitated conversations with Franklin County businesses and partners in Herzliya as well as in Genoa to talk about potential business ventures that will be open to expansion and as soon as the world opens back up again.
I think it's good that you were able to continue building on the relationships through electronic communication. Did you see any differences among the different cities that we have as sister cities? Any differences between Curitiba and Ghana and the other sister cities we have in their ability to communicate with us?
Absolutely. We also had challenges when it came to privacy restrictions. Some of our sister cities are a lot more focused on individual privacy that makes communicating with them virtually very challenging, while others lack of access to the resources needed to maintain a strong digital connection has been difficult. So, you know, we have definitely moved from digital to pen and paper with some of our partners around the world, and we've seen those responses that come back in slightly different ways.
So, Jamie, oh, sorry, Commissioner, go
ahead. No, go ahead.
So, Jamie, the trips that I've done, the missions that I've done through sister cities, have always been paired with One Columbus, formerly Columbus 2020, and now One Columbus. And I know you guys have stepped up your business relationships in the time that you've been with sister cities. But as we move forward, you know, I'll always look to, you know, when I do these missions and do work with the sister cities, I'll always look to maintain and continue to maintain business relationships and business elements to the trips that I do. When I went to Ahmedabad, India 10 years ago next month, we 13-day trip that had 42 business meetings in 13 days. And then when I went to Seville, in 2018 with folks from the city of Columbus, we had over an 11-day trip. We had just almost as many business, and we were focused on mobility and transportation, and we had folks with us from One Columbus as well. And so, talk if you can to our viewers, listeners, and folks who are part of the Zoom today about the business element of what Sister Cities does and how you guys try to marry both the cultural element, because, and don't get me wrong, I 100% support all of the cultural work that Columbus Sister Cities does and how important it is to what our mission is here. It's the international work that we do and the relationship building that we do. Columbus is such an international city anymore. But I also believe that it needs to be a marriage of all of those elements when we do these missions and these trips.
Sure. So there is no question that economic development work is a core part of the focus for Sister Cities moving forward, but it's been a core part of our mission, as you mentioned, since the beginning of Sister Cities. And we recognize that part of our role is serving as a conduit from Columbus to those sister cities and back again for local businesses. And that's why we're looking at some programming, a delegation headed hopefully this year to Herzliya, Israel, to talk about the tech corridor, specifically the medical technology corridor that is exploding in Herzliya, and bringing some of our partners here to that corridor so that we can have some in-person meetings. I know you appreciate things like our Pesto Championship, Commissioner Brown, but we also have the understanding that in order to build strong economic ties, we also have to have strong education and cultural relationships. We find that it's almost like baking a cake. You really need 3 good tiers of that cake in order to have a strong relationship moving forward. And we find that more often than not, some of those cultural and education opportunities open doors for us with economic development partners that would not have been opened otherwise. It gets us a foot in the door, allows us to enhance our relationships, talk about the amazing culture opportunities that we have in the city of Columbus, and through that work, we are able to help connect more businesses with folks around the world.
No question. And it's certainly because of all of the cultural amenities and cultural accents that we have here in Columbus and certainly in Franklin County, plus that along with the need and the community has, the desire that the community has for all the different, we speak well over 100 languages here in Franklin County now, and we have a huge array of cultural backgrounds, young and old. And so this community just thrives and it requires and desires us to have international relationships on a cultural level, business level, on an educational level, just a multitude of different reasons. And where 15 years ago, international travel was, I don't know if it was frowned upon, but it certainly wasn't embraced by government officials the way it is today. Today, it's a necessity. It's part of what we've become, and it's part. I personally feel as though we aren't doing our jobs justice if we aren't at least exploring the opportunities and the possibilities of doing business internationally.
The only thing I'll add, I won't ask any questions. I think they've all been asked and certainly well answered. The only thing I'll say is I have yet to go on a Sister Cities trip and visit, so I'm hopeful to have that experience. I do agree with everything my colleagues have said, though. The concept of relationships and exchange matters at every level, and creating, from the broader business relationships to the small business relationships, they exist through the relationships that we have there, and I know them personally in the business world. So good to see you, Ms. Staley, and keep up the great work, and thanks for being on today. And don't forget me when you put your next trip together. Remember, I was invited by the last group that was in Central Ohio to come and run a marathon there, and we didn't do the marathon exchange, but I'm up for that post COVID-19.
Both Curitiba, Brazil, and Hefei, China have reached out and are ready for you to start your training as soon as the pandemic is over.
Okay, I'm ready.
That sounds like a good match for you.
It's perfect.
If there are no questions, I'll move for passage of 6521.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 65-21 has been adopted. Thanks, Jamie. Resolution number 66-21. Resolution authorizing an economic development agreement with the Greater Columbus Sports Commission to encourage economic development and tourism through the attraction, retention, and promotion of sporting events on behalf of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners in the amount of $200,000.
Commissioners, this is the last resolution with our trusted partners that I'm going to present to you. Thank you for getting these on the agenda so we can make certain that these organizations get their money quickly and can start their work, their ongoing work, actually. And so, Commissioner Boyce, this leads very nicely into this resolution as sports is economic development. There's absolutely no doubt about it, and takes a variety of different levels. Commissioners, the Greater Columbus Sports Commission is part of the Visitors Bureau operating within the county. It is a catalyst driving the collaborative efforts in attracting and hosting a wide variety of sporting events, while playing a significant role in the promotion of tourism and visitation to Franklin County, and the ability to get sales tax dollars from an outside source. The Greater Columbus Sports Commission provides an experience and expertise in sports marketing, event management, and has established Franklin County as a premier national and international sports destination. Under this contract, they will continue and expand the marketing, bidding, and sales activities that bring sporting and competitive events to Franklin County. They will continue to market, bid, and provide a sales program that attracts visitors and participants from our region, but also the country and the world into Franklin County in order to better serve our local economy. The numbers are amazing, and I wanted to give these to you so that you could understand and the public can understand the importance of the work that the Sports Commission does. Since 2002, the Greater Sports Commission has bid on more than 500 new sporting events, and those have generated the events that did created $605 million in visitor spending. So you can see they have made a direct impact on Franklin County's economy and promoted our county as a premier sports location. Commissioners, pending any questions, I would respectfully recommend the approval of this resolution. I know that I saw Linda Logan on this call, I believe. But with that, I would recommend the approval of this resolution.
Are there any questions or comments on this one? Otherwise, I'll move for approval of 66-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 66-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 67-21. Resolution authorizing the Director of Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department to sponsor applications, sign documents, and enter project agreements on behalf of Franklin County.
Guys, the purpose of this resolution will authorize economic development and planning to sponsor applications from specifically the Market Development Grant, which provides recycling processing capacity or recycling material production. And so the whole purpose is to try to divert waste streams from area landfills. Pending any questions, we would ask for your approval.
I'll move for approval of 67-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 67-21 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Stuff. End all of that on recycling. I like
it.
Next is Jobs and Family Services.
Resolution number 68-21. Resolution approving a subaward agreement with the National Center for Urban Solutions for programming to engage fathers in early childhood education in the amount of $79,999.99.
Good morning, Commissioners. Vivian Turner, Assistant Director, Job and Family Services. While we successfully made it past the Step Up to Quality deadline, we still have a ways to go to bridge the gap in our early learning system, especially those faced by Black children. Right now, only a quarter of Black children are entering kindergarten ready, and for Black boys, it's closer to 20%. However, the research has also shows that fathers who are engaged in their child's early learning can have a profound impact on their development. This agreement will continue the Calling All Dads initiative, which provides opportunities for fathers to engage in promoting the importance of high-quality, star-rated childcare. Last year, NCUS worked directly with over 230 fathers who have become early learning ambassadors, and together they connected with over 250 childcare providers in our high-priority neighborhoods with Step Up to Quality training and resources ahead of the September deadline. They also began building a network with hundreds more who took the online Proud Dads Pledge or who tuned in to the weekly Teach Talks or Fun Food Fridays cooking lessons on Facebook. They purchased billboards in the community promoting the importance of Step Up to Quality and the critical role that fathers play in their child's early learning. They also distributed over 200 kindergarten readiness kits. The kits included backpacks stuffed with workbooks and supplies for at-home activities for fathers to do with their children, as well as digital thermometers. During this award period, NCUS plans to engage 250 fathers across Franklin County in the Calling All Dads initiative, while continuing to market and promote the importance of early learning. This resolution supports goal number 11 and goal number 13 of the Rise Together Blueprint. It is also a reflection of the Commissioner's commitment to racial equity as a core principle of county governance. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
Commissioners, if I may, Joy Bivens, Director of Health and Human Services for Franklin County. I will be remiss if I did not mention to you and the community that when you started down this trajectory 2 or 3 years ago, we identified that 68% children of color would be impacted significantly if this investment was not made. To date, when we started, we were at 24% of star-rated centers. To date, we are, I believe, at 97%. So I wanted to commend you on your generous efforts and for us just being very intentional in regarding investing in these centers and ensuring that every center is stepped up in Franklin County along with our partners.
Director, they were able to help us get to 99%.
99%.
That's awesome.
This was a crisis when we started this 2 or 3 years ago, and I am pleased that where we're at today. So thank you.
That's fantastic.
Well, you know, I know when we engaged with National Center for Urban Solutions, they really got the job done. And along with all of the pre-work that we had done and all of the staff at JFS had done with the consultants, National Center for Urban Solutions really got the job done in the end, you know, getting to those dads and getting to a lot of the people that we were not able to reach. So I am grateful that we're continuing our agreement with them.
Yeah, this is great work. I never thought we'd get to this point. Never thought to these numbers. So this is tremendous. I mean, I knew we'd do well, but I never thought we'd get to these numbers. So this is tremendous.
If there are no other comments or questions, I'll move for approval of 6821.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 68-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 69-21. Resolution approving a subaward agreement with the National African American Male Wellness Agency for youth mentoring services in the amount of $135,000.
Commissioners, the contract that will be presented today supports the work of the Family Stabilization Unit. I have requested that Mr. Walter Dillard, our Deputy Director of Strategic Initiatives and the Family Stabilization Unit, present this resolution to you today.
Thank you, Director Bivens, and good morning again, Commissioners. Again, my name is Walter Dillard, the Deputy Director of the Family Stabilization Unit and Strategic Initiatives for Franklin County. This resolution will approve a sub-award agreement with the African American Wellness Agency to provide a mentoring services for youth referred from the Family Stabilization Unit. The Family Stabilization Unit is a pilot program established last year that works across local government agencies to help Black boys and their families successfully navigate the challenges of the human services system. This first of its kind until unit provides wraparound services while taking a tailored approach to meet the very unique needs of each family, all through a social determinants of health and racial equity lens. While our specialists make a point to develop genuine relationships with the boys and their families, it didn't take long for us to recognize the value of connecting them with additional one-on-one mentoring. That's why this partnership with the African American Wellness Agency and their track record working with Black boys, including justice-involved young men, comes in. If mentoring is identified as a need after assessing the family, our FSU specialists are going to make a warm handoff to a professional mentor in the Boys to Men's program. These are positive male role models that will offer academic assistance, leadership development, career coaching, and much more. FSU will look to pair about 50 young men ages 11 to 17 with professional mentoring and social emotional support through this partnership. This resolution also supports Goal 11 of the Rise Together Blueprint Plan, increasing the number of students at or near the poverty level, achieving academic success. It also is a testament to the Commissioner's core principle, prioritizing racial equity in all areas of government services and as a means of disrupting poverty. Commissioners, before I pass it on, I would regret if I did not point out that we can all agree that the Franklin County Blueprint is a realization of an idea whose time has long come. All the rumblings of discontent we hear and experiences are in fact the thunderous cries of the disinherited and the oppressed that yearn for their birthright. That birthright is freedom. We are determined to end the exploitation of systemic racism by not just advocating for social change, but placing the right guardrails in place, such as mentors through programming. We all know too well there is a grave liability that occurs when we fail to understand history. One of the liabilities that we fall asleep to is ideas and understanding that bring about social change. Effective mentoring that meets the unique need has the ability to stabilize a young person's life. True mentoring is what society needs to provide protection and to provide safeguards against the pitfalls of many young people's lives. Mentoring, I believe, will passionately and tirelessly bridge the gaps between the data and the social determinants of health, and at the same time bolster that moral progress in the lives of everyone affected. Along with me today, we have a couple of guests. My counterpart, Christopher Honeycutt, the Administrative Officer for the Family Stabilization Unit. We have Sharon Hathaway, who is the Chief Strategy Officer for the African American Male Wellness Agency, as well as Rashida Williams and Sherrick Jackson, a mother and a mentee in the program, as well as Edith Follins and Taiwan Mason, a grandmother and a mentee in the program. So first and foremost, I'd like to invite Mr. Honeycutt first to speak about this partnership.
Thank you, Director. And again, good morning to the County Commissioners, and thank you for this opportunity to present. As Walter previously stated, he and I embarked on this journey about 4 months ago, and we discovered that there is an overwhelming need for generational connectivity between older Black men and Black youth within the Black community. It's no secret that all boys need support, rendering, direction, and accountability to aid their personal development as men. However, when it comes to Black boys, they need very particular and intentional mentoring and rendering to prepare them not just for their development as human beings, but also for the specific and esoteric set of experiences that only Black boys and Black men experience. With that in consideration, I'm pleased and appreciative to have NCUS at the table to be able to be a conduit between the generations of Black men. They're not just intentional about equitable and deliberate in their approach towards mentoring Black boys, both inside the home and inside the classroom, but Mr. Gregory and his staff have a proven track record of effecting positive change in the lives of youth and remain diligent in finding ways to stay innovative and effective in their approach to mentorship. On behalf of FSU and the community, I look forward to a long-standing relationship with NCUS and a positive impact they'll make throughout the community. In this partnership, we aim to improve academic performance and attendance, improve interpersonal relationships between youth and teachers, enhance decision-making, reduce behavioral issues, and most importantly, establish career pathways and prepare youth for future careers. With all that being said, I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Hathaway, the Chief Strategy Officer for NCUS.
We are Boys to Men. We are Boys to Men. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, commissioners, Director Bivens, and everyone on the call, Christopher Honeycutt, Mr. Walter, the Family Stabilization Unit. We are so glad to be here today. My name is Sharon Hathaway, and I'm the Chief Strategy Officer of the National Center for Urban Solutions, which oversees the African American Male Wellness Agency. And with me today, I have the mentees, our mentees of Boys to Men. That's who we are. And we were just having breakfast for this moment to be able to share the importance of this program with you. As a part of the agency, you know, we're so glad to be able to do this. You know, we've been addressing health disparities and improving the lives of African American men and their families for over 18 years. And it was very important that we had this partnership because we have a focus area in mentorship. And mentors are angels of the community. They help fill the gaps and help young men navigate through life. And so that's why I have the mentees here with us today. And this is what we want to do to continue to encourage them and move them along into whatever direction that they want to go in their lives. So we want to appreciate you for all you've done. And I want to introduce some of you. I even want to tell you something about their success. I even have Mr. Sherrick here, who's one of the mentees. Wave your hand, Mr. Sherrick. And he has his own business called Dante Sweets. He's already on the path to entrepreneurship. And so, and all of you that are on this call today, make sure you remember Dante Sweets, because we're going to be inviting you to get some of the edible gifts that he provides. But I want to introduce to you a couple of people who are supporting the mentorship program and Boys to Men mentors. We have designated mentors. We have Mr. Anthony Brown. He's one of the mentors. And also Mr. Vito Sawyer. And then I want to turn to our program director just to say a few words and let some of these young men say some things too.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for support. My name is Charles Jefferson, Program Coordinator for our Boys to Men Mentoring Program. As Mr. Hathaway mentioned, mentorship is a part of our agency. We know mentor works. We know a lot of our African young males come from fatherless homes here. So what we want to try to do is pair them with mentors, show them, try to make them positive males, work on their academics, and make sure that they're good citizens when they leave us. And even though that this program is just a year long, we want to make sure that not just during the program that they're successful, but down the road that they are as well. So I'm going to introduce them, as Mr. Hathaway mentioned. We have Kyron here, Kyron, Elton, Sherrick, and Chris, and they've all had some powerful things that they want to share with you all. So again, we thank you for your support because without you, we wouldn't be able to do the things to mentor the young mentees in our program.
So hi, my name would be Sherrick Jackson Jr. What I like about this Boys and Men program is it has a lot of motivation, success, and push. What I mean by push is they push you where you want to succeed, like basketball, football, whenever you want to succeed. My success I want to do, I want to be a business owner, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying my hardest to stay focused on my business and my grades in school, you know? And I would like to shout out to Mr. Vito for being a good role model in my life, helping me with everything for my mom. And yeah, that's it.
Good day. My name is Kyron. I'm 16. I joined this program to gain experience in life as a man, a young Black male, and help me push myself to do better and gain growth from when I started the program to when I finished. And they're going to push me to help me be a barber and get my own business when I grow up.
My name is Elton. And I want to be in this program to further my education. Hi, my name is Chris, and what I want to be in this program for is to feel like a better person, and when I leave, and as I'm in here. So, yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Again, my name is Edith Collins. I'm a grandparent.
First and foremost, I'd like to say thank you for inviting me. I am one of the grandparents, as you know, that are raising grandchildren in this era. When how I became interested in the program was that they, through the courts, the court system, just simple as that. And then when I got familiar with our mentee, Vito, I was impressed that it's about 30 men that, you know, women, we have organizations all the time at church and whatever. But for a group of positive men, I was just in awe of that. And not only that, but I also felt inclusive because some of the men have experienced some of the things that low income, fatherless families, grandparents raising, they could identify with a lot of the things that I'm going through. So not only was I looking, waiting, praying for someone to come into my life to assist me with raising my grandson, when I ran into Boys to Men, I'm there. I'm in the win. And this journey I know isn't going to be, I know it's uphill and it won't be easy, but I'm in. And thank you.
I'm Rashida Williams. I'm parent of Sherry. Me, especially for the program, I'm definitely thankful for, especially with Sherry and I being in a fatherless home. Sherry is also one of the younger mentors of the program as well. So also just being able to get that guidance and redirection within his younger stages so that he can become this man. I'm just grateful for it all, definitely. His mentor especially, he's always available when we need to talk, when we have disagreements and things like that. And just kind of also giving him that encouragement to keep on moving and pushing forward is this my number one goal, because obviously without the father being around, you know, there are just some things that Sherry and I can't relate to with me being mom and being, you know, alpha male. So just being a part of this and having that opportunity to be able to reach out to these men when needed is awesome. Thank you for having us today.
So again, I want to say thank you all on behalf of the African American Male Wellness Agency and the National Center for Urban Solutions for your support of what we are here to do in this mentorship program, Boys to Men. You know, it's programs like these that help us to help young men, you know, be more accountable in life, to have direction, to have wisdom, to have guidance and real examples. And so that's something that we do here. We hold these young men accountable. We show them the way to be successful. We make sure that they're doing their grades, that they're respecting those guardians that they have in their households, and that they just know what next looks like. And the only way to really do that sometimes is to put them in front of another man. And so with your support and your continued support, we thank you all. And thank you for everything with Boys to Men and African American Male Wellness Agency.
Wow. Very powerful and certainly exemplary work that you're doing, and important work that needs to be done. Thank you for being here.
Gentlemen, thanks for joining us today. This is the kind of program, this is the kind of work that makes us proud. This is the kind of stuff that we enjoy investing in, because it's the kind of stuff that's changing people's lives, and that's what we signed up for.
Yeah, it's the work that matters.
Well done, gentlemen.
If there are no other comments or questions, I will gladly move for approval of 6921.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 69-21 has been adopted.
Great work. Great work.
This is why we do what we do every day. That's what makes me, motivated as county administrator. Under the commissioner's leadership is programs like this. I think back to 2014, 2015, even before the Poverty Blueprint was conceived, we were making efforts and joining the challenge of I Am My Brother's Keeper with these same ambitions that we see unfolded today through the Boys to Men program and the Calling All Dads. That's we learned lessons from starting out back in 2015, and to hear the speakers and to see the tangible results of that work continuing to play out is really gratifying. To see the Family Stability Unit and all of that is playing out is, really, really great stuff. Just keep a positive attitude and keep your head up. Quote that comes in mind from Frederick Douglass is that it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. And as Franklin County, we're on both sides of that spectrum. But under the commissioner's leadership, you all are working on the front end as well as on the back end. And this is really what serving every resident every day looks like. This is a perfect example of that. So as a board, I'm just proud to be a part of working with you all on these type of efforts. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
And there is one more resolution under JFS. Resolution number 70-21. Resolution authorizing the Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services Director to enter into an agreement with the Furniture Bank of Central Ohio to provide furniture and household goods for low-income families.
Commissioners, through this partnership, we will be able to assist families in overcoming barriers by providing furniture and household goods such as beds, dressers, sofas, tables, and appliances at no cost. The agency will provide referrals to families in need of furnishings who are enrolled in the Family Stabilization Unit, as well as families participating in the Achieve More and Prosper Comprehensive Case Management and Employment Program. The amount of furniture each family receives is dependent upon their need, and the family will have the option to receive their goods from one of the Furniture Bank locations or to have them delivered directly to their home. This resolution also authorizes the director to enter into any future amendments to this agreement. The resolution supports goal number 12 of the Rise Together Blueprint, and pending any questions, we request your approval.
If there are no questions, I'll move for approval of 70-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 70-21 has been adopted.
Thank you and have a great Tuesday.
Thank you too. Purchasing.
Resolution number 71-21. Resolution authorizing 2 service agreements with Ohio Graphco Incorporated, doing business as Graphco, for the provision of quarterly preventive maintenance services for 2 presses at the Franklin County Print Shop in the amount of $60,886.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Perry-Valenier, Director of Purchasing. Our first resolution seeks approval of 2 service agreements with Ohio Graphco Inc. One each for 2 printing presses that the county owns and operates at the print shop. These presses were purchased in 2016 and with proper maintenance have an estimated life expectancy of up to 20 years. Both agreements are for a 5-year term at a combined amount not to exceed $60,886. And they provide for quarterly preventive maintenance services and priority dispatch on intervening service calls. The resolution also requests that County Administrator Wilson be delegated authority to sign and initial the agreements as appropriate. Pending any questions, Commissioners, I request your approval of this resolution.
I'll move approval of 71-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 71-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 72-21. Resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $31,727,173.45.
Commissioners, this resolution requests your approval of 258 purchase orders for which the county auditor has pre-certified available funding. Pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
I'll move approval of 7221.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Abstain.
Resolution number 72-21 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 73-21, resolution authorizing a contract with Bricker and Eckler to perform services associated with arbitrage, rebate, and yield restriction compliance, and to serve as bond counsel and provide advice in public finance matters as needed during 2021.
Good morning, Commissioners. It's Zach Telerik with the Office of Management and Budget. This resolution and the next two are follow-ups to the resolutions approved on January 5th for the court orders for various legal services. This first is the contract with Bricker and Eckler to perform the calculations required by the Internal Revenue Service for the county's tax-exempt bond issuances. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
I'll move approval of 7421.
Commissioner, I'm sorry, we're at 7321.
Oh, I'm sorry, 7321.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 73-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 74-21, resolution authorizing a contract with Frost Brown Todd to serve as bond counsel and provide advice in public finance matters during 2021.
Commissioners, this resolution also includes services related to the county's post-issuance compliance for tax-exempt bonds, as well as assistance on various projects for economic development projects, as well as with the County Treasurer's Office. Pending any questions, would ask for approval of this resolution.
Now I'll move for approval of 7421.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 74-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 75-21, resolution authorizing a consultant agreement with ICE Miller for legal and consulting services.
Commissioners, these services include assistance in collective bargaining negotiations, as well as workers' compensation claims. Pending any questions, would ask for approval of this resolution.
Move approval of 7521.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Abstain.
Resolution number 75-21 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention. Resolution number 76-21, resolution authorizing a consulting services contract with Franklin Hirsch to support the County Hospital Commission of Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $16,000.
Commissioners, this one-year contract is at the same amount as last year for Mr. Hirsch to continue to serve as counsel for the Hospital Commission. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
Move for passage of 7621.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 76-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 77-21, resolution authorizing the county administrator to enter into a collaboration agreement to participate in the Community COVID-19 Communications Plan.
Commissioners, this resolution, as stated in the title, would allow the county administrator to sign any documents related to participation in the Community COVID-19 Communications Plan. At this point, I'll turn it to Tyler Lowry to say a few words on this upcoming partnership.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tyler Lowry, Director of Public Affairs. This resolution is a purchase order, as Zach said, for $250,000 and would authorize the county administrator to enter into an agreement for combined COVID communications plan with some of our public and private partners, such as the City of Columbus, the major hospital systems in town, to Health Department Smart Columbus, and the Columbus Partnership. We've seen in the past year more than 700 of our Franklin County neighbors and more than 10,000 Ohioans have died of the COVID-19 virus, but we know that some of our residents are still skeptical about the vaccine. So this is an opportunity for us to combine our resources with our partners here in Central Ohio and speak with one voice to get the best possible information to the community about the virus and the safety of the vaccine. Happy to answer any questions you may have, and we request your approval of the resolution.
I'll move approval of 7721.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 77-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 78-21. Resolution to designate the official representative and alternate for the purpose of voting at the annual meeting of the County Commissioners Association of Ohio in 2021.
Commissioners, this resolution would designate Commissioner Boyce as the official voting representative and Commissioner O'Grady as the designated alternate voting representative pursuant to the Code of Regulations for the County Commissioners Association of Ohio. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
Move approval of 7821.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 78-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 79-21. Resolution reappointing Abigail S. Wexner to the Columbus Downtown Development Corporation Board of Directors.
Good morning, Commissioners. Eric Janis, Deputy Administrator. Pending any questions, would recommend approval of this.
Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Abstain.
Resolution number 79-21 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention. Resolution number 80-21. Resolution appointing Kenneth N. Wilson to the Future Ready Columbus Board of Directors.
Again, Commissioners, pending any questions, would recommend approval of this resolution.
I'll move for passage of 80-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 80-21 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
That concludes our regular agenda items. Are there any generalizations?
No, Commissioner.
Great. Are there any questions from the media?
Yes.
Or you have questions?
Yep. So just one general question, Commissioners. Good morning, first and foremost. So just to go back to the Jobs and Family Services Family Stabilization Unit, how important, just looking through like the resolutions that they have set and some of the impact that they're looking to make, how important is that again during this time with, you know, us just a few months removed from a crazy electoral process and us obviously being still in the midst of COVID and everything? How important is it to have a group of, you know, individuals still keeping a focus on our young Black youth? How important is that in your eyes?
I'll start. I'll just say that I think it's critical and core to the work that we started 2 years ago. In 2018, we did our blueprint, Rise Together blueprint. And, you know, if you look at statistically, where African-American males fall in nearly every category of important measure for quality of life, what you'll see is a crisis. And embedded in that is what we declared several months ago, which was racism as a public health crisis. And so this work is definitely important and critical to addressing some of the things that we outlined going back 2 years ago. So these type of partnerships with agencies like the National Urban Center for Solutions and the African American Wellness Walk, I mean, these are partners that allow us to carry out the mission to, again, rise together, you know, to allow for, you know, perhaps those who are in a position of weakness throughout our community to be strengthened and to compete for the quality of life that they all deserve and seek. And so this to me is just core to our mission. In my time as a commissioner, my colleagues, I think we've been very, very clear and deliberate about what our value set is. And this, to me, it matches that value set in, as someone said earlier, the work that we're carrying out.
You know, I don't know, Marilyn, if you had words or not, but
go ahead, and then I'll go.
There's so many reasons. I mean, at the end of the day, though, I mean, it's about impacting lives. I mean, you know, and giving kids who maybe before didn't have an opportunity is first and foremost, I think, at the top of everybody's list. Giving kids who didn't have a role model, giving kids who didn't have, who previously may not have had a chance or an opportunity at success, an opportunity at success, but at the end of the day as well, the return on that investment that we make here is that these are now kids who, or families who may not then have to come back and have a need for some of the services in the future. You know, the quote that Administrator Wilson used earlier from Frederick Douglass that says it's easier to educate a child than it is to repair a broken adult. You know, it's very fitting here. You know, this is the kind of work I think all of us signed up for when we decided that we wanted to be a county commissioner. This is the kind of impact that we wanted to make on the community.
I think, you know, I've spent my life doing social justice work, and the county is where you can make the greatest impact. And we as commissioners have done so in all of our actions. And a program like this one is where you're actually working with an entire family to see where the impact is needed the most and really get to that impact for the child as well as their whole family. And that's what makes the difference that sticks. And it's really important work that matters for the long term. Working with people at the ground level, as our staff does every day, they're able to see where the greatest needs are and get to really help the family be more stable, the entire family be more stable, which stabilizes the community, which stabilizes the entire system of our whole community. So I think it's important, one family at a time. I mean, we talk about every resident every day. This is every resident, every family, every neighborhood, every community. And that's what makes this work so important and makes a community different over time. And it's not an easy solution. We didn't get into this overnight. We're not going to get out of the solution we've been in overnight to change poverty, to change a bad situation for a family, but it's the long-term solutions that matter and stick and make a community stronger and better.
You know, Earl, no, this is, you know, we gave our answers, you know, this, but just conversationally, you know, each one of us, we're county commissioners in the largest county in Ohio, one of the biggest counties in the country. Each one of us over the years has been asked, pressured, arm twisted, cajoled into running for higher office. And I don't know about my colleagues, but I know that each time, you know, that's about politics. Running for mayor, running for governor, running for Secretary of State. I know Maryland for a bit was running for Secretary of State, running for Congress, you know, running for U.S. Senate. Now that Senator Portman's not running, you know, every time something comes available, one of us gets asked if we're going to run for that office, for some higher office. Work like this is the reason why I would never consider doing that. Well, because we work with all those people. We work with every one of those offices. We work with all those office holders. We are, you know, in contact. Our offices, everybody that's on this Zoom, on these Zoom calls every Tuesday and Thursday, we all work with those folks. And I guarantee you that they do not touch the public the way that we do. They do not impact, their work does not impact at the ground level the way that our work does. Whether it's the state legislature, whether it's the statewide members of Congress, members of the United States Senate, none of those offices, nobody impacts. Matter of fact, I've been in Congress. I've been to Congress. And every time I go there, the members of Congress that are former county commissioners all will tell you that the best job they ever had was being a county commissioner. This is the greatest work there is. It's the best job you could possibly have in government, you know, and the work that we do with our staff and the folks that work for Franklin County is the most rewarding stuff that you can do. What you saw today, the example you saw today, we have this every Tuesday morning. Something like it, some form of it every Tuesday morning, whether it's in JFS, it's in CSEA, it's in the Department of Aging. We do stuff like this all the time. This morning was particularly rewarding. It was fantastic. Maybe more rewarding was to see their mothers and grandmothers and the gratitude, you know, that they had for the impact that we were making on their lives. I can't tell you how rewarding that is. The work that Walter and Christopher do is some of the coolest stuff that we've done in the Northern Florida County Commission. Stuff that they're doing every day. Tremendous.
Absolutely. Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Everybody have a great rest of your week.
Oh, are you going to be talking to Chris and Walter and Bart later today, or you want to do this now? When do you want to have this conversation? I was told that with NCUS and the others.
Yeah, so I can do it right now. That's probably preferred, actually. I'm on deadline, but we can knock it out real quick just to, you know, since we're all on right now.
So do we need to clear this line, Dean, and send Earl another one for the interview? You're muted.
I don't know if that's ever happened before where I was muted. Unfortunately, if you stay on the line, it is a public line. So I would encourage that a new invite be sent out if possible, Deputy.
So Bart, can you send out a new invite to everyone that's going to be included in the interview, please? Include our county administrator. You're muted as well.
Struggling. I was saying absolutely. You all get it momentarily.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Ms. Nina, you want to be involved?
I'll pass.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for the
Thank you.
though.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
All right. Be safe, be well, everyone.